Hey guys, I'm Dimitar Savov. I've been in marketing for about 20 years. I've done quite a few things. I've been in business for about 10. I started a marketing agency and then an academy for digital marketing and business. And now I'm trying to build a $1 billion company. And in this YouTube channel, I will share with you the entire journey of building that company. I've decided to embrace the practice of building in public. It was suggested to me by one of our potential investors. So I hope you enjoy this and you're going to be in for the whole story. I will be sharing everything in my day-to-day experience about how we're building this company, what's the company about, how we're finding investors, how we're getting customers, how we're doing the marketing, the sales, the everything that happens, the behind the scenes, the conversations, the arguments between the founders. I'll introduce you to the whole team and basically share the experience of what it is like to build a $1 billion company. So in this episode, let me tell you how I started. So first, we kind of started as a bunch of people that came together to provide a very good service. So the idea was that initially I had seen that digital businesses and all these online things back in 2003 in 2001, 2003, in that period, I saw that a lot of businesses didn't have a website at all. So I decided, okay, I'm going to start with web design and I'm going to build websites. I was absolutely terrible at it. Like you could not find a worse person to do that. But one very interesting thing happened, and this kind of will become a theme of you doing something and then something interesting popping out of that. And so I started doing the websites, and the people came and said, "Hey, man, you built us a website. We gave you all this money, and now no one is visiting this website." So this is how I kind of got into marketing, and I started with Black Hat SEO, which was back then it was just like jamming keywords, white text on a white background, 20 pages below the fold, jamming the whole encyclopedia, all possible words 20 times in a row, from tomatoes and potatoes to books and everything. And then back in the day, we had these counters, that are just counting the amount of visits, and when you refresh it counts every refresh of the page as a new visit. And then from there, everything exploded in terms of visitors and everything, but no additional sales came whatsoever. And that was kind of crazy. Like, how is it possible that so many people are visiting this website and nobody's buying anything? Well, turns out that Black Hat SEO is not the best form of marketing you could ever think of, because people looking for tomatoes are probably not looking for your product. And so kind of a weird thing pop out of that, because now that I was interested in SEO and in Google and so on, there was an opportunity to join the first Google Ads Academy. I think that was in 2006. And it was me and a bunch of other people who are now all agency founders, entrepreneurs, and very interesting kinds of people. And so we joined this Google Academy, and there I got into advertising, into analytics, into all of these kind of things. And from there, another interesting thing popped up. Once I started analyzing and using analytics to figure out what's the problem, it turned out that the problem is everywhere, in the business, in the product, in the team, in the website, in the ads, every freaking where. And so that's how I kind of gathered a team of people that I've been working together with to solve certain problems. And in 2014, a few years later, we started this marketing agency called Startup Masters. And back then there was a lot of free money given out by the European Union for people to start businesses. It was called the Jeremy program. And there was a lot of startups who just got funded, and the whole startup infrastructure started, exploding in my city, which is Sofia in Bulgaria. And then from there, we were thinking, hey, these startups got all this money, so we can make an agency, help the startups grow and take their money. Now, we didn't think at the time, like we didn't realize that startups actually don't have money to hire experts, and we were a team of experts. And so eventually we found our way, and from that, the marketing agency actually came to be. We started working in e-commerce. We started working with some traditional brands, and we helped them with everything. That's what we called digital performance marketing, or some people also call it, full service digital marketing, which is basically just managing the entire digital part of the business and making the decisions. And kind of we started with business strategy and marketing strategy, and then from that design and development, building all the infrastructures and the marketing campaigns, and then analyzing, making decisions, and growing the business. And it turned out to be hugely successful for our customers. We generated about $570 million in 10 years for our customers. And that was a great success for them, but not so much for us, because the service that we provided was underappreciated. People, for what we were doing for them, basically, which is kind of half the business, sometimes even more, we were supposed to have a certain percentage of the company. And instead, we had just a simple retainer. And so the companies were growing exponentially and our revenue stayed the same. And so we ended up capturing about 2% of that 570 million, which is not a lot of money. And the business model didn't work. In terms of an agency, yes, we were a very expensive agency. We made some money, but in comparison to our performance, it was not a great deal. And one very interesting thing popped out of that is that as soon as we kind of started having successful clients, people were very interested in how we do things, because we were one of the most efficient marketing agencies in Europe. Our return on ad spend was like 12 to 1. It still is. It was like lifetime is about 12 to 1. And so we were like extremely efficient. And that's because, we did everything. We had the developers, the designers, the marketers, the analysts, everything together. And so what ended up happening is we decided to join a university. They invited me and said, hey, can you share some of your knowledge about Google Ads and marketing? And then from that came a whole entire program of things that could be taught in digital marketing. So we decided to make this whole program in the university, and from this idea, the interesting thing that popped out is that we didn't kind of agree with everything and how everything was done. So we decided to make our own full program for digital marketing and entrepreneurship, so that you could learn from zero to the top 1% level and kind of learn everything that you got to do. And so, okay, COVID hit us. We started creating this Academy. We decided to call it Masters Academy, because we are the startup masters, and so let's do Masters Academy. We wanted to make it global. We wanted to make it universal. We wanted to make it evergreen. We wanted to make it big and huge and kind of reach the whole world and teach digital marketing and entrepreneurship to people all across the world. We kind of achieved that. We have students from 187 countries, I think, or even maybe now more. And it's the crazy part was that once we built that academy, from there, actually, another interesting thing popped up, which is where the idea for our current business and our biggest business, the $1 billion business that we're building now, came up. And it's basically a monetization platform for content creators. So how that came to be is we created our own academy, and we just made the website for it. We were teaching marketing. We had created exercises for people to actually apply what we teach them. We created exams. We created a library of marketing resources. We added a community. We started mentoring people. And so it turned out that all of these things are things that everybody really needs. And people started asking, hey man, what's this platform that you're using? Can we also use it? Can we, where did you get it? And so on. And we were like, well, this is just our website, not it's not a platform, it's just our website. And then another interesting thing popped out of that. Actually, me and my co-founder Simo, we were organizing one of the biggest business conferences here in Bulgaria called InnoWave Summit. And then one day we got a call, that was in 2022. We got a call from the ex-Prime Minister of Romania, and he said, "Hey guys, we're organizing this Tech Week." He's now the mayor of Cluj-Napoca, one of the most technologically advanced cities in Romania, where they do all the tech stuff. They got a lot of universities there and so on. So they wanted to organize this Tech Week and do a bunch of conferences at the same time. And we were like, we don't know if we can pull this off in Romania. And they were like, well, we're going to pay for everything. And then we were like, oh, okay, we're doing it. And so there, we went there, and me and my co-founder Simo, we were the hosts of the conference. And there was this Startup World Cup happening there, and we were supposed to have a presentation to just kind of help the startups present their idea and pitch the startup. So we ended up getting the website for our own academy and just kind of presenting it as an example product / platform to see, just to kind of have something to show and help startups present their ideas to the investors and kind of give them a few tips. But when we started doing the research for it, everything turned out to be extremely, extremely interesting. So it's just like the market was huge, the product was great, the money was great, everything was great. And we were like, this is interesting. It's really interesting. I mean, I get million and billion dollar ideas every day, and I know that it's all about the execution, but this is sound. This is a very good idea. And, I've been dreaming about having $1 billion idea and living the startup life and so on, but I've never actually got the idea. It's always been thing popping out of a thing, popping out of a thing. And it's, in this case, it was just like, okay, so let's present it. So we did present it, and while I was presenting it on stage, I kind of basically sold it to myself. And then the final nail in the coffin was the financial advisor to Steve Jobs, very, very great guy. His name is Larry Beal. He was one of the judges at the panel there, and after the pitch, he said, well, you should have been in the Startup World Cup first, and then you are very, very stupid if you don't actually do this. And we're like, okay, well, maybe we should do it. And so that's how we decided to start a startup. We started building the platform. And now that we are about 10 months in, we started looking for investors. And one of my investors suggested that I should do the building in public thing, start a YouTube channel and share my experience as an entrepreneur on how we're going to build that platform, how we're going to do the product, who's the team, what's happening, and how we are going to do everything. So that's what I'm going to do. And this is what you can expect in this YouTube channel. I'll share my entire experience. I'll share how we're doing things, how we're building the team, how we're managing, how we're building the platform, how the tech works, why we're competitive. I'll share all of our insights on marketing, sales, business strategy, marketing strategy, and everything that we know that we're doing. I'll show you how we get customers and how we pitch investors and how we're trying to fundraise, and basically the whole shebang of startup experiences. And I hope this will be interesting content. I think that my life is quite interesting. I've been thinking and planning to record it and start a daily vlog for a long time, but it's never happened until today. So thank you, Thomas, one of our potential angel investors, for pitching me this idea. I decided to do it, and so from now, today is the 29th of May 2024, and you should expect one of these videos every day with an update on what's going on. I'm going to use this to update my team, to update my investors, to update you guys and everyone watching and following on YouTube, how things are going, and we'll see what happens. Wish me luck.